This is Kara's Attic. I'm Kara, and I'm in an attic. I go out thrifting, sometimes by myself, and sometimes with my mom, and we try and find special items that we can sell for profit. I'm also an artist, and my main focuses are my own original art, my crafts, my upcycling, resale, and sometimes my costuming.
Welcome to my 1950s kitchen. This is actually in a 1919 home that when they bought the home, they updated the kitchen 30 years later. And they put in brand new Crossley metal cabinets with the matching countertops, which we had to rehab with countertop paint, which was kind of sad. It was a blue marbling on top. We could probably strip it down again to exactly where it was, but I'm not really into blue in my kitchen. But the cabinets are pretty awesome, partly because they're very clean looking, very modern looking, which is
modern?
Yeah, it's mid-century modern.
Oh, so not like 2020 modern.
Well, it could be 2020 modern. I mean, look at IKEA. IKEA has all their clean line cabinets.
That's true.
Right? We have carousels, Lazy Susans on two corners to hold all our canned goods. There's little features like that came with the kitchen. This is already pre-drilled in.
Oh, that was already there?
It was already there. Other cool features like pull-out drawers. A little squeaky, but
they work.
They work. Keeps the mice out. And being in Vermont, even though we're in town, and even though we have 3 cats in the house, apparently we still get mice.
Only one kind of knows how to hunt.
But we do not have them in the kitchen,
That's
which is
true.
great.
That is true.
And so when we first came here, the kitchen was pretty much a wreck.
Yeah.
Someone had taken all the cabinets and smashed their fists in or something. And I think this was a cabinet door we had reskinned by a friend of ours who's also a steel worker. His name is Joe Hollowell. He's in Danville, Vermont. He makes fantastic sculpture. And he took the cabinet and smoothed it out. We still want him to do this one. This is one. Losing things. This one is still dented from the original when the kitchen had to be rehabbed.
That's our dog.
That's one of our dogs.
Yeah.
And Joe actually, originally this kitchen was just way too small to be eating in, and we didn't have a dishwasher, and there wasn't any place to put a dishwasher. So Joe helped create a countertop for us out of stainless steel, and a base, which could probably, there's dog food.
There's
Diva, eat the dog food.
Diva.
Be a good girl. Yeah, she's like, yeah, there we go. And what we did is I put a retro looking dishwasher, but we have a surround here that was created by Joe.
That is the surround.
And the nice thing is this top, it's built in, top easily comes off, the surround slides out, dishwasher can be replaced, or we designed it with Joe and how we wanted it, and the dishwasher can be replaced or repaired very easily without taking everything out, without being too heavy, which is pretty awesome. It was one of the things I felt like we had, even though I wanted to keep true to the kitchen, had to have a 1950s feel. And when we first bought the house, a friend of ours who was the real estate agent, she was like, "You need to cut this kitchen," because it was in pretty bad shape, and it still needs to be. It's been 8.5 years. It needs to be updated paint and everything, but it was in bad shape. And I was like, no, we're gonna keep it. And then of course, very quickly, the mid-century modern movement was really getting into full force. And then suddenly people were offering me money for my cabinets, which I would not give up. Our stove was a later acquisition, like 2 years, maybe 3 years into
you took
owning
a
the
while
home.
to find him.
It took a while to find him. It was $150 out of some house that's a couple bought in Massachusetts it was in mint condition when I bought it for $150. I've been using him, and sometimes he gets mistreated by my family.
Yeah.
But he works really well, and he fit perfectly because it was originally a stove this size, but it wasn't when we moved in. The house was needed a total rehab. But he works great. He's 25 degrees hotter than normal, so we call him Antonio.
Because
he's so hot.
Antonio Banderas.
And there is because he's so hot. But he works really well, fits in.
Yeah.
And I feel, even though it's a small kitchen, it's not like what we think of most American standards, where the kitchens are really huge, really opened up to the dining room and living room. To be perfectly honest, it's a very workable kitchen.
Yeah.
I love the surface. I can put anything hot on here. I can work directly on here. The other thing is that it was so little to rehab it compared to gutting the whole thing and starting all over with probably putting in very similar cabinets. I love also because the cabinets are metal, they are magnetic. So usually, Kara shows you on this wall, we will have a ton of magnets with things I have to remember or put up a recipe or something, and which is pretty awesome when most people buy like magnetic plates to put things on and put them in their kitchen, and my whole kitchen pretty much is magnetic, which is nice. And the things I have, I've collected over time, or they were family things. I also have chosen the bread box we've had for a while. We use the bread box for bread and other like cookies and things like that. When it's the colder weather, when it's too warm, I don't keep things in the bread box. And this dispenser, which I love because it has everything in one place. I don't need a drawer to put all the little boxes in. I have my all my plastics, my papers, my silver, and my paper towels. Yeah. All really handy, which I'm very happy about. Even though my floor is dirty, and I'll put. Did Diva eat the rest of that?
Yeah, she did.
I'll put this back. Is that I have a 9x9 square floor that was being discontinued from my local retailer, and we had an awful floor. The floor had to be done over, and we've of course already killed the floor because nowadays people forget they wear shoes in the house when they probably shouldn't, and other things. But other than that, it's pretty durable, except for high heel punches, and a spike heel. Not so durable.
Who wears heels in this house?
I don't know, but it's happened. So I've been really happy to be able to share the kitchen. I have a little bit of a diner motif going. And I do use them. Two of them were I think one was my mom's and one was my grandmother's. And the others I've collected, and I do use them. I do have, I have people over or events or anything like that, I put out cake stands. And then I have I've already started collecting, food servers with covers. I have 2 covers. I would really like to find 2 more, but I never pay more than maybe $5 for anything that's been acquired, unless it was a big thing like the countertop and the surround, which we definitely tried to have matched with Crossley. It's very hard to find particularly Crossley metal cabinets. You can find Beauty Queen, or there were some other cabinet makers. Beauty Queen I think was the closest to the Crossley, but you can't find the pieces and get them to match. So thank you for visiting my kitchen, and I appreciate Kara taking the time, because I think you like this kitchen. It feels cozy.
I do like this kitchen. I like our house. I forget that people have houses that don't look like this.
That don't look like they came out of a 1955 Sears catalog?
Yeah, like that. Or the rest of the house that looks like it's from the 1920s.
Yeah, but I live what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what I live. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
Please like and subscribe, and you can find my Etsy, my Instagram, and my website in the descriptions below. Bye.